We have seen some great champions.
And Tedesco!
From battle-hardened heroes to barnstorming trailblazers. Strength, skill,
You're a superstar!
class and consistency. Since 2004, your players have voted for their champion. Since the game began, it has been the recognition of their peers that matters most. Your players, their vote, our champion. The Players' Champion 2020.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the RLPA Players' Champion Awards show. It's great to have your company. We've gone from 64 to 5. We're at the business end of the season. Well and truly, Peter Sterling, great to see you.
And you, Erin?
Ruan Sims, good to see you.
You too, Erin.
Let's now go through the final 5 and kicking it off, Nathan Cleary. What a surprise.
Well, he's been wonderful for the Panthers this year. For such a young player, he has controlled the Panthers beautifully.
Yeah, and Cleary, when the Roosters have been in trouble, he's been the young man who stood up and got them out of trouble, and no better front rower in the competition at the moment than Josh Papali.
And the man he played against on Friday night, James Tedesco, I love the way he plays on the ball. He's like a human pinball. He just bounces from one to the other.
And great leadership shown by another number one in Roger Tuivasa-Sheck for the Warriors this year. Tough season for them, but he led the way.
Absolutely. And speaking of leading the way, Clint Newton, the boss of the RLPA, joins us now. Clint, that is one hell of a final 5.
Oh, it's a great final 5. I think there's no doubt about it that we've got the best athletes in our view in the world, and we've whittled it down to 5 of our best for the 2020 season. So we couldn't be happier with the outcome.
Yeah, Clint, you were only able to pick 5. Was there much in the voting?
Yeah, it was really close. It has been, Ruan, really close over the last few years, where it's literally down to, 1 or 2 votes right at the death there. And because obviously players vote the 3-2-1 from the list of contenders. We tally the votes, and then the highest accumulated points results in the top 5 finalists, which ultimately then results in the winner.
And also, NRLW kicked off a couple of weeks ago. When will we see the female nominees?
I know. Well, obviously, due to the fact that their season obviously starts at the back end of the season, the votes will be tallied up over the coming weeks, and we're really excited about that. I mean, how good's the footy been from the women this year? I mean, they're smashing them. You would even be proud with some of the hits that they've put on this year, Ruan.
Certainly am, and I'm glad I'm not out there taking them, Clint. Let me tell you.
So am I. So am I.
You can both agree on that. Clint Newton, thank you very much for your time. We can't wait to see who the eventual winner is.
Thanks, Erin. Appreciate it.
OK, well, Nathan Cleary, let's take a look at his form this year. I mean, look at what the Penrith Panthers have done. First minor premiership in 17 years, off the back of a lot of his good work.
Well, I think the most important quality, if you're going to feature in these awards, has to be consistency and consistent excellence. And we've seen that from Nathan Cleary this year. I guess there was a question mark when James Maloney left the club as to whether Nathan would be able to step up and really take control of this football team. Well, he's done that in remarkable fashion. He's got such poise, cool, calm and collected. Not fazed by any kind of situations, and that's why he's played Origin at such a young age, and that's why he's been such a great leader for Penrith this year.
Luke Keary, he's made his Origin side. Congratulations to him. What have you made of his year with the Roosters?
Yeah, well, he's going to be partnering Cleary, you would imagine, for the Blues. And Keary is just wonderful with the ball in hand, especially when they work those short side raids for the Roosters. He's instrumental in that. He's got a wonderful running game, and his vision throughout the game is fantastic. And what I think I enjoyed most about his development this year has been his defence. He has really starched up his defence. He gets a lot of traffic sent his way, but he steps up to the mark every single time, and he's got wonderful players around him, which he's able to give a lot of opportunities to. As we see, another facet to his game is his kicking game is wonderful, and that drop kick, that was a pearler.
Absolutely. Well, talking about pearlers, Josh Papali's first try in the game that knocked his Roosters out. He is just a freak.
Well, you don't win the premiership without at least one quality front rower. You have a look through all the teams that have won, and there's been somebody who's led the way through the middle. You've got to get domination through the middle third, and Josh Papali for Canberra, well, I think this has been his best year, his most consistent year once again. I'll use that word. There's an intimidation factor about him. And he's got the ability to score crucial tries. We saw him in last year's grand final. We've seen him in the final series, able to get over the line. I'll never forget this chase.
Oh, this is
the play of the season.
Yes.
It's immortalised on budgie smugglers now.
Well, I don't think Jamal Fogarty will ever live that down, unfortunately.
His wife bought a pair of the budgie smugglers with
fantastic.
that moment on it.
Well, Papali, he's established himself as an elite front rower.
James Tedesco, what did you call him? The pinball machine?
I call him a human pinball because he just bounces from one contact to the next. relaxed. He'll hit the deck, he'll bounce up. He's pushed up through the middle. Again, his development this year has seen him want to develop his game where he pushes into that first receiver role, not just pushing through as a support player. And he is, again, another player whose vision is wonderful, but his athleticism is second to none. And that's why he's a Golden Boot winner, because of these kinds of plays where he just puts himself in the frame for every single opportunity. And in a beaten side on Friday night, I thought he did really well for them. There was only one opportunity where he just missed the ball a little bit, but otherwise he has had a faultless year.
Yeah, there's a reason he's won multiple awards. And what about during such a difficult year for the Warriors? Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, take a bow.
Yeah, I think we've seen a different side to Roger this year. His talent and ability has always been remarkable. That's easy to see. But the way that he's led the Warriors here through his actions, but also through his words. He's a quietly spoken individual, but he's really risen to the occasion in what's been the toughest of years for the Warriors. And I'd like to think in some ways it might be the making of them. But this, Tuivasa-Sheck, when you get down the attacking end of the field, you're looking to get the ball into the hands of your most dangerous player, and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck is clearly that for them.
OK, now I want you to put your money where your mouth is. I don't normally give a tip because I'm the host and not a commentator.
I know who you're going to tip.
I'm going to tip Josh because I think he is a legend. He's been phenomenal, and I bleed green. Yes, who's your tip, Sterling?
Well, look, the quality of these five is shown by the people who didn't get voted. There's
Very
no
good
Clint
point.
Gutherson, there's no Jack White.
Yep.
Look, I'm going Nathan Cleary. So many games in a row for the Panthers this year to storm into finals football. And it's certainly not on the back of him, but he's been the general for them, and he's just been great every week. He's featured both sides with and without the football. His defence, like you spoke about Keary's, Nathan Cleary's been great in that department as well. So he's just had a bumper year.
He certainly has, but I cannot go past my front row mate, Josh Papali'i. I have to go with him because I think he has been wonderful. He starches up that middle for the Raiders and he provides a lot of opportunity for those people around him, and he's just a wonderful player. He's gutsy, he's hard, and that tackle that he did on Jamal Fogarty. Oh goodness.
So you've both gone Papali. Now, it's got nothing to, you're an ex-forward and you're a Canberra supporter. There's nothing to do with that.
No, it is. It is skill.
Nathan Cleary, I have no bias whatsoever.
Yeah,
See?
no skill, strength. He's got it all.
I
He's
will
a
say
triple
something. He doesn't have it all because he does play for the Maroons.
That's
so he
true.
does have a flaw.
That's true.
Okay,
and he would be a worthy winner. No,
Absolutely.
In fact, any of those five deserve it.
Okay, still everyone, thank you very much for your wonderful thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this second episode of the RLPA Players Champion Award Show, and the winner will be announced on the grand final show. Don't miss it. Take care.